Guys, today we have a 2003 Chevy TrailBlazer. This car has a upper control arm bat. If you could look inside, this arm moves. Right now we have the tire off, but if we had the tire on, this whole thing moves. Once we have it apart, we'll show you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out this number 21 on this side, and there's one on the opposite side here. This is a 21. And we're gonna remove this bolt here. This stud inside is gonna come out. This arm should pop up. And also we're gonna but loosen up this sensor so it doesn't get broken. We'll loosen up as much as we can so we have a lot of free play. So the spindle, if it moves this way, the sensor doesn't break. All right, so we're gonna start off by taking apart these little clips so the sensor is free, nice and free. There you go, that's one, and there should be one more down there somewhere. You can take a flathead screwdriver to remove these. So the way it works is this little clip, it just comes out. And there's one back there. We're gonna do the same thing for that one. Flathead screwdriver, and look what he brings. But to cut some meat up in there. So we're trying to get that second clip out of there. Alright, we're gonna get that out and we're gonna come right back. So we got this retainer out. This thing is nice and loose. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna match up a socket for this. This looks like a 14 or a 15. 15. This might be a 15 millimeter bolt right here. The nut. We're gonna remove this and we're gonna hammer this out of the way. But you need to catch this side. Alright, so we're ready to take this out. Take the impact gun. We're gonna take that bolt out of there, the nut, and this might be jammed up. You see how the control arm moved? The whole control arm moved when he did that. And he's gonna try to. There you go. It's all packed up in there with the brush. Just give it a more turn or hammer it. By doing that, you're clearing up the area in there. Now we can just tap it with the hammer right here and it should come out. So we're gonna hit that with the hammer and this nut should come out. Now next what we can do is we're gonna take a ply bar and we're gonna open this groove up and this arm should lift out of there. There you go, you see how the ball joint separated, and that's it. Leave that in there, just take it out of there. And get that, we're gonna hold this with something, the little caliper holder. We have a little hook that's gonna hold this back together, so we don't put any load on these cables here, the brake cable, brake line, the ABS sensor. So we're gonna use this little hook. Where do you put it? Put it anywhere to grab this. No, you gotta put it more close. Put it to the strut to this. Let's find a good angle. Let me get it. I found the spot. Lift this arm. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back here. And now, there you go. That thing is going to hold it for us. Alright. Alright, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna use number 21 to take out this and the bolt on the opposite end. We're gonna take out both of these bolts. We'll do the one on the right side first. Use the open end if you need to. So we have these pre-loosened up these, so they come right out. Alright, so we're gonna take a good 5 minutes to get that bolt out, and then we'll show you this one. We're gonna come back, and once you have that bolt out, that bolt is just gonna go all the way on the other end and it's gonna come out easily. Alright, now we're on the opposite side. We have this one out of there. As you can see, there's no bolt there no more. Now we're on this side. Good 15-20 turns, this thing comes right out. When you put a new control on, make sure you have it at 90 degrees straight angle. Sometimes people tighten it up on the top, sometimes too low. That causes a lot of wear on the control arm bushing. So it's loose enough that he can do it by hand. Once his arm is out, we're going to show you exactly the bad bushings on this. Keep doing it with the wrench.
The wrench gets stuck with the plastic.
Get a vice grip to put it right in the middle.
Huh?
You grab it with the vice grip in the middle to help you support turn. Alright, so the wrench doesn't go on it no more because it's blocking. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab it right here with the vice grip and just turn. So the vice grip is gonna go in there and turn. We're able to take it out by hand now, and there you go, the bolts is coming out. So this is out. Let's take a look at this control arm. So the problem with this control arm, you see this? This is dead. This is gone. This is not how it's supposed to be. And this one the same way. You see that? It's falling apart. So this is completely dead. And we're gonna wait for the new arm and then we'll install it back. Alright, so we got the new control arm. We're gonna put the control arm in. Make sure you put it the proper way. If you put it the other way around, the angle is gonna be wrong and off. So what you want to do is get the control arm in its place, and you're gonna put the bolt in from the back, just like that. Once you get it in place, you can twist it a little bit. And what you can do is try to catch a couple of threads, and then you do the same thing on the opposite side. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. You come over here. So you got to bring the bolt back and then in forward. It just has enough clearance for you to get the bolt in there. You turn it by hand, get as much as you can. Alright, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this arm to rest right there so it can stay in the 90-degree angle. And we're gonna tighten up the bolts, both of the back bolts. Yeah, that's fine, leave it. You can see the bolts are coming out from the other end, so you want to get that bolt nice and tight. Alright, now the opposite side. We're gonna finish tightening both sides nice and tight. Alright, so we're gonna finish tightening these bolts. Alright, that's loosening, we're going down. We'll go down a little bit. You're gonna get it nice and tight. You don't want to leave these loose. Yeah, it feels pretty tight there. Get a good angle and wrench on a wrench if you need to. You can torque it. And then we're gonna do the same thing on this side. This side is going up. Nice and tight, just like that. That's it. Alright, now what we have left is this little bolt here. There's a groove in the ball joint here, the upper ball joint, so you want to catch that bolt that goes right through there. If you're not lined, this bolt will not go through. There you go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the nut on the other end, and then we're gonna tighten this. And the last thing what you want to do is you want to take this line, you want to clip it up. We're gonna remove this little tool we have here. The other clip we took off from the top over there, they usually break, so what we'll do is we'll put a zip tie. But we're gonna end this job by tightening this bolt here. So we're gonna take the number 15 and we're gonna tighten that. Take your 15, if you're using a impact gun, you tighten it nice and tight. You can torque it to the manufacturer spec. That's it. Alright, so we tightened it, we put this back together. We're gonna put one zip tie there. We got that tight, we got that tight, and we got this nice and tight. So this isn't going anywhere. So this is how you change the control arm on a 2003 TrailBlazer. And now we'll put up the tire and then I'll test drive the car. If everything is good, that's it. The job is done.